Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something many of us kind of push away, right? Sorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely not a topic people usually lean into.
Exactly. But our source today, Sorrow's Inevitability, Embracing Loss and Inner Peace, has this really different take. It says sorrow isn't just, an emotion, a bad feeling we want gone.
Right. It goes much deeper.
It suggests sorrow is more fundamental, like a geometric inevitability. Think like a circle has to have a center, or a river flows downstream. It's saying loss is sort of built into our experience of time.
Baked into the fabric of existence, especially for us, in mortal time.
Yeah. So our mission today is to really unpack that idea and see how maybe counterintuitively embracing it could lead to, well, inner peace,
Yeah.
maybe even strength.
It's a fascinating angle because the source isn't framing sorrow as a mistake or some kind of, bug in the system we need to patch.
Not an anomaly.
Exactly. It calls it an attendant. Like, it belongs here, it's part of the design, and it distinguishes it from, say, fleeting despair or that sharp feeling of dread. Sorrow has this enduring quality.
Enduring. How so?
Well, it resonates deeply with the actual nature of things, Change, loss, they're inherent. Sorrow reflects that reality in a way that simple anxiety maybe doesn't. It's not just a passing storm. It's more like a deep ocean current.
Okay, wow. That really does shift how you think about it.
It does.
And the source doesn't stop there. It talks about a wheel of 12 conscious emotions, which sounds intriguing. It suggests these aren't just reactions we have.
No, not just reactions. They're described more like facets of the mortal experience, even calls them sentient energies, each one having its own kind of wisdom.
Sentient energies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So on this wheel with these like conscious emotions spinning around,
Yeah.
where does sorrow fit? What makes it distinct in that ecosystem?
Well, if you look at the whole wheel, sorrow is positioned as this profound, enduring awareness of loss, change, and the impermanence of all things. It's that deep current, the part of us that really knows time flows and that things don't last forever.
A deep current. I like that. How does it compare to others on the wheel? Like, say, joy.
Interestingly, joy is seen as its complement, not its opposite. Joy highlights the preciousness of what is, maybe because of that impermanence sorrow acknowledges. Love is presented as more foundational, the binding force.
And peace.
Peace comes from acceptance, that stillness you find when you stop fighting what is. And sorrow, like all the others, anger, fear, hope, gratitude, awe, compassion, curiosity, dread, mentioned too, is a conscious entity in attendance, offering its own unique insight.
Okay, so if it's fundamental, inevitable.
Yeah.
Part of the deal.
Yeah.
What do we do about it?
Yeah.
We can't just ignore it, right?
Right. And this is where, as you said, it gets really interesting. The source brings in this crucial, unspoken countermeasure.
Radical acceptance sounds
Yeah.
intense.
It can be, but maybe not in the way you'd think. It's vital to be clear what it is and isn't. It's not resignation. It's not just giving up or pretending you don't feel anything.
Okay, so it's not suppression.
Definitely not. It's described as an active, conscious embrace of what is, precisely as it is, without judgment or resistance.
Embrace. Even sorrow. That sounds hard.
It is hard, but think of the Aikidoka's principle, in Aikido.
Vaguely, blending with force.
Exactly. Instead of meeting force with force, resisting it head on, the Aikidoka blends with the opponent's energy, redirects it. Radical acceptance is like that with difficult emotions or situations. You meet the energy, you blend with it, allow it to flow through you.
So you're not trying to stop the wave, but ride it. Or let it pass through you.
Precisely. You integrate its energy rather than letting it knock you over. It transcends the destructive potential.
Okay, that Aikidoka image helps. But for someone listening, maybe not a martial artist, how does that translate? How do you blend with sorrow in, like, everyday life?
Great question. It starts with acknowledging the reality. Plain and simple. If you've experienced a loss, it's looking at it and saying, this has happened. Full stop.
Instead of the this shouldn't have happened loop.
Exactly. Or the I can't handle this narrative. It's stripping away those extra layers of judgment and resistance and just seeing what is. That initial recognition is the first step in blending. It's acknowledging the reality on the ground.
Okay. Just seeing it clearly first.
Mm.
Makes sense. Now, if sorrow is this constant presence, this conscious sentinel, as the source puts it,
Yeah.
how does it actually talk to us? How does it communicate?
Yeah, conscious sentinel implies it's always watchful, aware, But it doesn't usually shout. It communicates more like a deep, persistent hum beneath the surface.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or maybe a quiet ache, that subtle feeling in your chest sometimes, a kind of knowing sigh. It's that awareness that even beautiful moments are temporary. It's like the bass notes in music, maybe not the melody, but they give depth, set the tone.
And for someone the Source calls psychic, how does it manifest for them?
For someone highly attuned, it might be felt as subtle energetic shifts. Maybe a sense of pervasive melancholy they pick up from the environment or other people. It acts like a kind of beta stream, informing their empathy, their understanding of others' pain.
So it's like they're tuned into a frequency of human experience. And being in a city amplifies that.
Exactly that. The sheer density of human stories, of beginnings and endings in an urban environment, makes that geometric inevitability of loss almost tangible. You feel it in the air almost.
Oh, wow.
And the Source then really focuses on this specific archetype, the psychic, urban Aikidoka.
Right. Psychic sensitivity, city life intensity, and this blending philosophy. That's quite a mix.
It is, and it positions this person uniquely. Their psychic side perceives the subtle currents of sorrow, personal and collective. The city constantly reinforces the reality of impermanence.
And the Aikidoka part is how they handle it.
Yes, that's the key. When sorrow arises, intense as it might be in that urban psychic context, they don't collapse or fight back blindly. They use that Aikido principle, meet the energy, open stance, allow it through.
So it's not passive acceptance, like just letting it wash over you helplessly?
No, it's very active. It's an engagement. By radically accepting it, they actually disarm its power to cause internal chaos or paralysis. They can then sort of redirect that intense energy.
And redirect it. How? What's the outcome? What are the actual benefits, the yield, as the Source says?
The yield is pretty profound, according to the Source. They list 4 main benefits. First, deepened empathy and connection.
Makes sense. If you accept your own sorrow.
You can meet others' sorrow without recoiling. You become like an anchor for them because you're not afraid of that energy.
Okay, number 1, empathy. What else?
Second, unshakable inner stability. When you stop fearing and resisting the inevitable tides of life, including loss, you find this deep resilience, real inner peace. You can navigate things with more equanimity.
So less being knocked around by life's waves.
Exactly. Third, enhanced intuition and wisdom. Going through sorrow, really processing it with acceptance, strips away illusions. It gives you more direct access to some fundamental truths about life, about what matters. Clearer insight. A wisdom beyond just book smarts.
Facing the difficult stuff clarifies things.
It seems so. And finally, number 4, which is maybe the most paradoxical, empowered action.
Empowered. How does embracing sorrow lead to action? It seems like it might lead to withdrawal.
You'd think so, right? But by accepting sorrow, by not wasting energy fighting the inevitable, you actually liberate energy. You understand suffering, you accept its presence, and that understanding fuels compassionate action. You become an agent for positive change, not in spite of understanding sorrow, but because of it.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot to take in. So the big picture here, the main takeaway,
Yeah.
is that sorrow isn't some mistake in our design. It's not a burden we just have to endure somehow. It's fundamental. It's conscious. And learning to meet it with this radical acceptance thing, it transforms it. It stops being this scary monster and becomes, well, a source of strength, empathy, wisdom, turning weakness into power.
Beautifully put. And that leads to a really important question for you, for anyone listening, to maybe just sit with.
Okay.
If sorrow is just one of these inherent conscious attendants on our journey, what happens if we start approaching all of life's attendants, the difficult ones, the joyful ones, with that same radical acceptance? How might embracing inevitability in all its forms unlock even deeper personal power in your own life? Something to reflect on.